Why not you? I got to be angry. Why not you? Because you're the good white cop.
There you go, man. That's an excerpt from one of the most powerful episodes on TV I've watched in a long time. We're talking Chicago PD, airing tonight, 10 p.m. on NBC. We have the director, the EP, and the co-EP with us today, Eric La Salle. DB, do quick honors and just run down a litany of his work, please. Please.
Surely. He's been nominated for a Golden Globe as well as Primetime Emmys for his role as Dr. Peter Benton on ER. He starred in a few movies I love, including Jacob's Ladder, which was a film that I didn't fully understand until I got older. I definitely recommend people watch that when they have time. 1 Hour Photo with the late, great Robin Williams. Logan, and the HBO series How to Make It in America, which I really wish had been renewed for more seasons. But when I was a kid, I used to think he looked exactly like my dad and even drove the same car when he starred as Daryl Jenks in the 1988 classic Coming to America. By the way, I mentioned this before, my old babysitter also had a small role in that film. So that's my 1 degree of separation with our guest today, Mr. Eric La Salle, here to talk about the series Chicago
Eric
PD.
La Salle.
Eric!
Yes!
What's up?
He said he ain't your daddy, DB.
Yo, Eric, you DB's daddy?
What's up,
Hey, man, it's an absolute honor to have you on the show. This is Sway, by the way. I've been a big fan as well. And
Yes.
Congratulations on all your success. Yeah, that deserves a standing O. Yeah, they clapping for you, Eric. Let me ask you, though. I know people are asking you this. I know you had to move on past the role of Daryl and Coming to America. How hard was it? What happened? Why weren't you in Coming to America too?
Well, I was in Chicago, executive producing the show and directing, and so then they were like, hey, listen, maybe we can shoot on weekends, but for the last few years, I've actually been working on and publishing a series of novels that I write, crime thriller novels. So I published 2 of them. So I was working on the 3rd one in the trilogy. So that's what I did on weekends. So I basically had no time. So 5 days a week, 6 days a week, I'm working on the show, and then any spare time that I had, I wanted to finish up my latest novel. So I average about 4.5 hours sleep, but there was just no way I could come up with more time to make that happen. And look, man, to tell you the truth, also, it's like I'm much more concerned with the present and the future than I am the past. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was an honor to be a part of a classic film that has become iconic, and particularly the Black community, but not just the Black community, but it hits us on a different level. So I was really, really honored and happy to be a part of that. But man, my main hustle is really all about what's happening in the present. How creative am I being in the present? What am I looking at for the future? And so, launching and finishing up this series of novels, and EPing the show and directing the show and creating new opportunities. That's where my main hustle is right now. You know what I mean?
I get that, Eric La Salle, man. I appreciate that too. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine recently. Eric, I've been in the business 3 decades, and I didn't come in how I ended off. You know what I mean? Like, I started as an MC, as a rapper, then I went into radio and then TV and then producing stuff and all sorts of stuff. But that's not how I started off. When we met you as an actor, but was it directing and producing, was all those things equally as important to you, being an author at the time that you came into the business?
Well, I think, man, look, if you hang around the game, like, I've been in the game for, over 30 years. And if you hang around long enough, and if you love what you do, it's going to evolve into other things. It's going to evolve also, for us. It's also about ownership. It's about empowerment. So, you have a certain level, 99.99% of actors have so much only so much power. The Denzels, the Wills, they obviously have much more. Those are bona fide stars. Those are rarities. So at some point you got to ask yourself, how much power do I have over my journey? How much power do I have? And so what I found was, becoming a director, I had more power. I got into directing years ago. I was doing a movie. It was supposed to be a big movie. I ended up getting fired because they said I looked too young for the role, and I was devastated. And I realized then, I was like, I don't want to be, 50 years old, and somebody, even if you're doing it the right way, somebody can fire you. So directing became a means for me having more power over my journey. That then led to, the Dick Wolf camp came to me one day and said, hey, listen, have you ever thought about producing? We'd like you to produce the show. And so that led to, again, more power. And when I say power, I'm not talking about egotistical power. I'm talking about the power of being in the room and helping to shape. So if they say, hey, listen, we're going to cast this judge as a middle-aged white male, having a voice in that room and say, well, why can't it be a brother? Why can't it be a sister? Why can't it be Latina? Why can't it be, Asian? Why can't it be? And just having a voice in the room, that's the kind of power that shifts and shapes things. Having the power to hire directors, people of color, women, that's the kind of power. So I want to be very clear. I'm not like some power-hungry, egotistical person when it comes to that. I'm talking about power that shifts the paradigm, that shifts the perspective of who we are as a community, to be able to be in a position to do the type of story that we did tonight, to oversee that, to make sure that we're getting it right, and so to have power over our images as opposed to, relying on other communities to have power as they have historically over who we are and how we do things, and they get it wrong. So now being in that position, to me, is much more powerful than what I've been allowed to have as an actor, and that's how I've moved into that.
Eric La Salle, we're talking about Chicago PD, which has been renewed for an 8th, 9th, and 10th season. And tonight's episode, Eric is the director, the executive producer, and co-executive producer. And this episode is very powerful, and you talk about, representation, and I see all sorts of representation. I'm not going to give the episode away, but I want to commend you. Great job, because
Thank you, brother.
It's dealing with a subject matter that's all too close and dear to our hearts. Is dealing with the relations between policing and our community, and in it you see every perspective, which I want to commend you on. You see the perspective and multi-dimensional perspectives on how police officers may perceive their jobs and what it is that they do, how the community may perceive it, how officers who work alongside each other, and the blue wall that we hear talked about all the time. And, for me, Eric, every time I see these programs, I hope that it lends itself to a better understanding, even empathy to those who watch it. Do you think watching these events, like the ones we see in real life unfold on the TV series, do you feel like it really helps people to see things from a different perspective, even if it's on TV?
Well, I think the hope is, when you're an artist, your job is to really try to focus on delivering your truth, and as much truth as possible. And the truth is multidimensional, and it doesn't have there's no singular ownership of the truth. No one community owns the truth. No one skin color or gender owns the truth. But what happens is having opportunities to have a diverse representation and participation of telling the truth. That's what you strive for. And you hope that leads to what we're doing right now, brother. We're dialoguing. That's, you know what I mean? So I don't control, once I put things out into the ethos, I don't control it. I control the work that goes into it. I control the preparation. I control the making sure that I'm on top of my game and everybody's on top of their game. Hopefully we do such a good job as an artist, no matter what you are as an artist, a rapper, a singer, the visual artist, no matter what you do as an artist, you just hope that your truth allows people and inspires people to basically have conversations. Now, we know there's a whole lot more at stake. We're not just talking about entertainment art here. We're talking about, edutainment. You know, I mean, we're talking about something that educates and something that offers perspective. So this is very important, and it's ironic. You know, when you do certain types of work, you do your best and you put it out into the universe. Certain times the universe lines up. I mean, how ironic that this episode is coming on tonight when yesterday they just started jury selection in the Derek Chauvin case. You know, and this emulates that story so much. And so I think, you know, like, you do the work, you do your truth, good, bad, or different. You know, I mean, this isn't just about having black people look all good or all bad or whatever. It's offering different perspectives. And I think when you do that successfully, hopefully it leads to these types of conversations. And you and I can disagree, or me and whoever can disagree. But the cool thing is, we're dialoguing about it. And that's how I do think we stand a chance of understanding each other a little better.
Got Eric La Salle. We're talking about Season 8, Chicago PD, tonight, 10 p.m. on NBC. Rob is on the line from the Bronx. Grand Risings, Rob. How you doing?
Yeah, Rob.
How's it going? Good morning. I wanted to first say, first-time caller, long-time listener, and also both shows that I'm currently talking to right now, you guys are executing perfectly. So, believe me, that paradigm and your goal, I think, is hitting home. It's one of the few shows that I do watch with the family. It's one of the few shows that we can converse and talk about. Unfortunately, lived through Giuliani time in New York, and this comes up. You know, it comes up very often, and it's a powerful show, and it's definitely executing for sure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So
That's what's up.
Keep it up, and I like that you use edutainment, because it does remind me of, you know, again, I'm showing my age, but it does remind me at a time when, you know, again, I play this for my kids growing up. My kids, you know, although they're this young generation, they're familiar with the KRS, the Rakims, and that brand of music. And, you know, again, I start that dialogue, and your show is definitely on that same level. And, you know, congratulations, and thank you. Thanks a lot.
My man, Rob.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Tonight, 10 p.m., Rob, NBC, you a citizen. Get the whole family around.
I'll sway in the morning.
Michael is actually in Chicago. Michael, Grand
What
Risings.
up, Mike? Hey, Mike.
Grand Rising, black people. How y'all doing this morning?
What up? I like that.
Beautifully.
Wow,
We're here.
Appreciate that. First of all, I'd like to commend you guys for the platform you have. Long time listener, first time caller. It's just so motivating, man, to hear some positive media in that multimedia platform that you guys have.
Amen.
Next, what I have going on, I've been a varsity football coach, a mentor out on the business for 12 years. But more importantly, I think my father, he actually committed 3 murders. He got convicted of 2. He died in the penitentiary. I'm yet to humbly be in jail, be in prison. I'm a good father and all these other things. But what I would like to do is just continue to say, with people like Mr. La Salle, allowing the community at large that watches that show to see more of an unbiased representation of what goes on in our community. It's such a real and needed thing right now, and a dose of reality. I like to, commend him with that. Next, I've created a social media. I'm about to go into my alpha lunch, and to Sway and to the gentleman, I definitely would try to get with you guys' team. I created a line of apparel to actually promote the social media, and I have one coat, Eric, that I would love to try to get on your show. It's the Chicago skyline with the word hope over the top of the skyline, and the jacket is dope. And I would love to, just try to get it to you, even if you don't wear it on the show, man, to just let you know the work that you're doing. You're really touching folks and reaching folks out here. So, cool. That's the reason why I called, because I just kept hearing them mention the word hope, like God. And the many times that I've called guys to try to get through, this is the first time I've got through. So I know it's
because of Eric, man. Eric's your good luck
God,
charm,
man.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, you got social media? Maybe he could DM you something, and y'all could take it from there.
Yeah, I'm Eric La Salle 23 on Twitter. On Instagram. So and we've got a website. I am Eric La Salle is the website. So we can you can do it that way. And one thing I'd like to add, based on what the brother just said, is that, I'm really proud of the Dick Wolf camp, because we this summer made a very conscientious effort to start participating more with the community and using more vendors from the community, and that's been like a really big push. There's a brother on Chicago Med that came up with the idea that Brian T, the Asian brother, who it was his idea, and they really embraced it. So they're reaching out and they are actually making an effort, and I've seen it, and it's really cool that we're buying more product from the community that services the show, and that's what it's really. That's the type of paradigm shift that you want, so that the dollars are going back to our community and helping to bring up brothers and sisters and of all colors and backgrounds to help them get into the game and to help encourage them. So I just wanted to say, when you said that about that, I just wanted to also show some love to the Dick Wolf camp, because I'm really proud of how they've embraced that along with NBC. So just wanted to let you know.
Wait, am I still on?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm about to say thank you for your call, Michael. You're a citizen, brother. All right.
Sway, Sway, he asked if he could repeat the social media. He didn't hear him the first time, I think.
I am Eric La Salle. Go ahead.
I am Eric.
You got it, brother.
I am Eric La Salle. Got you.
Yeah.
And then there's
Eric
social.
LaSalle 23 is the Instagram. I am Eric LaSalle 23. There's a lot of imposters out there, man. We have to shut people down like once a month or so.
Wow.
So just be careful. Yeah, and they're persistent. They'll be spelling my name all kind of crazy way, anything to get. So if it, I've got about 32,000 followers. So if you see something with like 5 followers, that ain't me, brother.
Okay.
But that's.
Eric.
Yeah, but that's the way to do it. All right.
Eric, his DM game must be crazy. It had to be. They must be hitting.
Okay.
DB, you got a quick question you wanted to jump in with?
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. Eric, I just need to bring up Coming to America for the purpose of this question, because we were talking about the sequel the other day, and people are allowed to have their opinion. You can love a film, you can not like a film, you can be indifferent towards it, but when we constantly say we need to support each other in order to get, like you were saying earlier, the power of your journey and the power in this industry in order to make the kind of films and produce the kind of stories that we want to be told, it almost seems anti-productive or counterproductive for people to just constantly knock down someone like an Eddie Murphy, who's putting people in front of the camera, behind the camera, actors who are legends, actors who are newcomers and things like that, where it's like, we're trying to do something, but then you have people who are saying, oh, this film is trash. It's not as good as the sequel. I just wanted to get your opinion on, I guess, where that line is, like having an opinion, but also not being so negative towards it that it's counterproductive.
Yeah, and I think that's listen, the bottom line is, we've all been compromised in many ways as much as it's helped society. Social media has also, I think, hurt us because it's empowered. Everyone has a voice, and that's a cool thing. Here's the problem: not everyone understands the responsibility of having a voice, and so the bottom line is the way we used to say it back in the day is, everybody ain't ready for a microphone, or a megaphone. You know what I mean? Because we've all been at those events. We've all been at the black events, and somebody will get up on the mic and they do a monologue, right? And you're like, yeah, that ain't what this is about, because that person doesn't understand the responsibility of the power of that microphone. Now, social media is the microphone that everyone has access to, and so it's one thing for me to disagree with someone or with something. I understand that that's just my opinion. I don't need to tear down the efforts of a person. I don't need to destroy a person's reputation and efforts. My boss on Chicago PD, I was complaining one time about a writer, and when I first came on, and he just taught me something. He's been an amazing partner. He's white, and we've just been, really, really joined at the hip. And I was complaining about a writer and a script, and he said to me, he says, listen, no one shows up to do a bad job. Like, whatever you think of this writer is doing the best that they can. And so, and it changed my approach in how I criticize and how I absorb, because I don't like no one's setting out to do a failure. No one's setting out to do a bad film or a bad song, or you know what I mean, like the young brother you guys just had on, Devilish Ways. What, like, he's not setting out to do whatever. Like, so people can bench him, people can do whatever. This person is trying to do the best they can with what they have. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to respond to it. And that's the point. Is okay, I don't like it. I won't listen to it. It stops there. But people want to have this moment. They want to have that microphone, that megaphone. They want to have that moment. So it goes beyond disagreeing. They've got to avoid. They got to tear it down. They got to be, and that's where I think we need to learn more responsibility with the power of having a voice. And not everybody is ready for prime time.
There you go, Eric La Salle. Thank you. Well, you're definitely ready for prime time, and I saw the episode that's airing tonight. I know people. So I got the inside scoop. It's a powerful episode. Chicago PD airing tonight, 10 p.m. Sit around with your family, talk to your friends. If you got friends from different communities, ask them to watch it. If you work in the police force and you're from different communities, you guys should watch it together, right, Eric?
Exactly. Yeah. And this is important. One thing I want to say that it'll be publicly announced today. This is actually my final episode on the show. I'm moving on. I have been blessed to have some amazing opportunities that have come out of working on this show, and I just signed a deal with Universal to create and develop my own shows. So I'm going to go do that, as well as I do a trilogy. I've been working on a trilogy of a crime thriller series of novels that I've been writing, and so I'm working on a third one right now. So this is my final episode. It's bittersweet because the job has been so amazing, and the responsibility and the things that I've been able to do and the types of stories that I've been able to do with this. But I also think, again, and when we start talking about shifting the paradigm, we have to not play it safe. We've got to push ourselves to be in greater positions of power. And so, like I said, having the opportunity to, be blessed with, doing a deal with Universal and being in that position, I had to jump at it. But, this is one of the first times I'm really announcing. So, tonight, today on social media we'll announce it. I just wanted to give you that this is my farewell.
Wow.
And I couldn't be prouder of the work we've done, and I couldn't be more proud of the show, to go out with the show that we're doing tonight. In the 20-something years that I've been directing, I would have to say easily, this is hands down one of the best things I've ever done. And, and I'm super, super proud of it. And, and I thank you guys for just the support, Sway. Thanks for the platform and what you do, and, mixing it up, and how you reach the community and how you touch the community, and being able to, think about, look how versatile your thing is, man. You go from the young aspiring rapper to, to an executive producer of it, and that's who we are as a community, and we need to be represented. We need to have platforms where you can mix it up like that. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, hey, we got this brother creating his own thing in Chicago. We got this, we got this, we got that, we got, so I thank you, and I'm glad that this is my final interview of the day. And I'm glad that, you guys have allowed me to come on the show and chop it up with you, and just, keep doing what you're doing, because it is positive, and it does impact our community. And that's something that every day that you guys, go home, you got to understand that, just as I had to learn that when people came up to me and said, hey, listen, this show touches us. Even the brother says he watches the show with his family. Sometimes we don't always know our impact. We don't, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes you can stand so close to a building that you can't see how tall it is. You know what I mean? And so,
that's real.
You know what I mean? And so every once in a while, somebody comes, oh, wow, you know, you're a giant. And you're like, oh, okay. And so what you guys are doing, you know, all of you, just, you know, keep on doing it, keep on mixing it up, keep on having the serious conversations, the fun conversations, you know what I mean? Just keep mixing it up. And I'm like I said, I'm really glad that this is my final interview of the day and, you know, for the show, and that I got to do it with you guys.
Well, man, wow. Thank you, Eric. Honestly, thank you for your words. And like you said, you know, we have the B, Tracy and I, we're always standing next to buildings, so we're not really fully aware of the impact we make. So it's good to hear that reinforcement. But you're doing the same thing, and you're staying consistent, man. You kind of creating a business model that many can follow. This dude is like osmosis, Heather. He blends in with everything, and I love the way I love the way you keep moving forward. Congratulations on your development, on your deal. That's going to be huge. And Eric, this isn't our last interview, man. I want to hear about these novels and everything that you're working on. I love your work, so know that you got a platform with us, brother. Okay, all the time.
Thank you. Yeah. When I finish up and I'm ready to, like, you know, 2 of them are out already. Laws of Depravity and Laws of Wrath. Those are the first 2 books. So those are already out, and I'm finishing up the 3rd one. And when I do, I'd be honored to come back and you know, chop it up with you more about that release.
It's a date, brother. Give it up, man. Eric La Salle, man. Congratulations on everything. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Yep.
Eric, you're a citizen, baby. You're a citizen,
Sway
man.
In the morning.
There it is.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy the show.